The game that inspired me to start Star Wars playtime was Rogue Squadron 2 Rogue Leader. There was just something about it that stood out to me. In fact, two things in particular. The first was that the GameCube was the first console that I bought for myself, and it just made it feel that little bit more special to me. And the second thing was just how amazing the game was in general. Bookending it with the Battle of Yavin and the Battle of Endor, while also visiting iconic locations like Hoth. It was just so good, and it added this cinematic element to it that Star Wars games hadn't really had up until that point. I did miss out on playing its predecessor, Rogue Squadron though, but honestly I was never all that fussed about that. Going back to the N64 version after playing the GameCube version just seemed like a bit of a downgrade. But we're about playing all the old Star Wars games here, whether I liked them, I didn't like them, or if I just hadn't played them before. I don't have a lot of expectations going into Rogue Squadron. I consider Rogue Leader to be one of the best Star Wars games ever made, and near on impossible to beat. I recently found a complete boxed copy of Rogue Squadron, and I've still got my old Nintendo 64. So let's see how it stacks up to Rogue Leader on this episode of Star Wars Playtime. Let's get into the game. Rogue Squadron takes place shortly after A New Hope. After its heroics at the Battle of Yavin, Red Squadron has become Rogue Squadron. Led by Luke Skywalker, these ace pilots take on daring missions for the Rebel Alliance. The 16 base levels are divided into 4 chapters. Chapter 1 starts out pretty basic, after defending Mos Eisley on Tatooine, escorting supplies on Barkesh, and rescuing the downed ship Nonna, which I was very disappointed to learn was not a little Italian lady. You learn that Crix Madine is looking to defect from the Empire and help extract him. The last mission of Chapter 1 sees you escorting some Y-Wing bombers while they disable other craft. Partway through the mission, the dreaded Imperial 181st Squadron attack. After a pitched battle, Rogue Squadron emerges victorious, and one of the Imperial pilots, Cassan Moore, defects to the Rebel Alliance and joins Rogue Squadron for the rest of the game. Chapter 2 has Rogue Squadron acting on intel provided by Cassan to disrupt Imperial activities. On one of those missions, Wedge Antilles is shot down. He survives, but is captured and sent to the spice mines of Kessel. You rescue him and, based on information that he gathered while he was captured, you stage a prison break. Chapter 3 turns its attention to Imperial Moff Cole Searden. He set his eyes on capturing Typhera, the planet that produces the miracle healing drug Bacta. These missions get Rogue Squadron ready for the final battle with Moff Searden on Typhera and the liberation of the planet. Chapter 4 only has one mission, and isn't related to the other ones. Taking place 6 years after Return of the Jedi, the Rebel Alliance has become the New Republic. The remnants of the Empire have launched an attack on Mon Calamari with massive weapons known as World Devastators, and it's up to Rogue Squadron, now led by Wedge Antilles, to defend the peaceful planet. Rogue Squadron's levels have a medal system. The better you do in the levels, the higher medal you get. Getting bronze on each level unlocks the Beggar's Canyon race level, silver unlocks the Death Star Trench Run level, and getting gold on all the levels unlocks the Battle of Hoth. There's also unlockable craft such as the Millennium Falcon and TIE Interceptor. You can even unlock the Naboo M1 Starfighter a full year before it would appear in the Phantom Menace. If you're having a hard time, upgrades to weapons and defences can be found hidden in levels. Seeker missiles and torpedoes make life a lot easier, and the added defences can let you survive longer. I'm just going to rip the band-aid off here and get it out of the way right here and now. I loved Rogue Squadron. It is such an amazing game. Pretty much everything I loved about Rogue Leader started here. The controls and levels are brilliantly designed, and where I felt some of the Rogue Leader levels were too long, never felt that with Rogue Squadron. In fact, barring one, I enjoyed all the levels. They were just the right length that repeating them didn't feel like a chore, and there were always different things you could try to progress. Even the fact that there was a significant number of escort missions didn't bring it down. They were never cheap or ridiculously difficult. The only complaint I had about the controls was that there was no option to change to inverted, but I got used to that. And the only level that felt unfair to me was the last level of Chapter 3 on Typhera. The fact that it starts off with a missile turret targeting you straight away was the height of unfairness to me, and the TIE Interceptors hit like a Mack truck. Generally they fly in a pattern, but every now and then you'll get one that just sticks to you and it's damn hard to kill. I was able to go back to other levels and get the bonuses to help though, so it just took a little extra time, and replaying the levels to get the bonuses let me grab some better medals as well. I can't believe it's taken me this long to play Rogue Squadron. It's an amazing game that doesn't overstay its welcome. I had a ridiculous amount of fun playing Rogue Squadron for the first time. So much of what I loved about Rogue Leader is in here, and it still has some of the iconic stuff from the movies with the bonus missions, but it doesn't take all its inspiration from there, and still it does its own thing. The music and visuals are great, to the point where I wasn't sure if Rogue Leader was that much graphically better, even if it was on the next system that came out. And there was only once or twice where the game started to chug a bit for me with all the moving parts. I'm also at the point where I'm debating whether I like Rogue Squadron more than Rogue Leader, which is an amazing accomplishment for a game that I'm playing 20 odd years after it first came out and that I have no rose-tinted glasses effect for. With all that in mind, I give Rogue Squadron my Star Wars playtime rating of I know. Thank you so much for watching this video. I've enjoyed putting it together and I really hope you've enjoyed watching it. If you have, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe so you can see more of my content and give me advice on what games you want to see me play next. But thank you, and we'll see you next time.